And the January 6th committee has two witnesses on the schedule today, or at least they did. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, the second witness today, and the first one, Doug Mastriano, the Republican nominee for governor of Pennsylvania. And while Mastriano did show up, his lawyer says he did not answer any questions and stopped the interview after just 15 minutes.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And in the alternate universe of Republican thought, the January 6th coup was really some beautiful little tourist escapade with friendly patriots holding each other's hands, singing Kumbaya with rainbows overhead, and Donald Trump riding a unicorn. If that's the case, then why not be open about it? Why not tell your story and prove your innocence if those are the facts and it's so easy to demonstrate? But it's funny how these scoundrels either evade the January 6th committee altogether, run and hide behind their lawyers, or when they're confronted, they plead the fifth.
There was some wrangling in the beginning about whether he could video tape the interview. The committee has told him he cannot do that. They have not allowed other witnesses to do that in the past. He then proceeded to say he wouldn't answer any questions. The lawyer for the January 6th committee, Dan George, began to ask the beginning deposition questions. He was told the interview was ending, and they turned off the camera. This was a virtual interview, and Doug Mastriano refused to answer any more questions.
Doug Mastriano, the Republican nominee for governor of Pennsylvania, was one of these people who led tours and bust armed Neanderthals to the Capitol building so they could wage their little war against our government. And of course, his pouty little lips are sealed when it comes to the happenings on that day. He just refused to comply with the January 6th committee altogether. As soon as he walked in the room and knew he wasn't man enough to take it, he tucked his tail, took his ball, and ran home to mommy. I guess this guy's the perfect poster boy for the MAGA movement after all, an anti-American coward with no honor.
The committee wants to hear from Doug Mastriano. He was the point person in Pennsylvania on Donald Trump's false elector scheme. He was at the Capitol on January 6th. He bussed people to Washington that day for the rally. They have a lot of questions for him. And so I'm very interested to see what the next step here is now that Mr. Mastriano has pulled out of this interview process.
And it really makes a person wonder, are there any wheels turning inside MAGA supporters' brains at all? How does this compute when these heroes of theirs have to plead the fifth, flush records down the toilet, and frantically cover their crimes? Is there literally nothing that will pry them away from their Jim Jones-style love affair with their political gods? It is so pathetic to see the Republican Party swarm together like the little crime family they truly are. Witness intimidation, evidence destruction. These people are villains out of a bad mob movie, and somehow these worthless scabs were elected to office. It boggles the mind and embarrasses the hell out of decent people across this land. But things are pressing forward. The raid at Mar-a-Lago was, of course, a huge step in the right direction, and we all know the January 6th committee has more in store, despite MUM being the collective word across the entire Republican Party and their efforts to gag the truth from coming out. They can try to save face for their orange overlord all they want, but justice is coming down on them. And as for the remaining rats that don't go down with the ship, it's our job to vote these people out this November. We've got to right these wrongs. People like Doug Mastriano have no business anywhere near public trust at any level, and we've got to send a message in the form of resounding defeats to all these lunatic MAGA candidates across the country. This isn't the election to sit out, folks. There's too much at stake. If you're not involved, get involved. When you go to vote, bring a friend. We won't have a second shot at this. It's not our opinions or philosophy that's on the ballot this year. It's our democracy. It's common sense. It's common decency. And it's right versus wrong. And that's a fact. Sappers clear the way. Airborne all the way.